Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Bruce. I just got back from seeing Paranormal Activity 3 in theaters. It is opening day, and I thought opening day would be a good time to go see it because mostly fans would be there. Wrong. Something about these movies, the Paranormal Activity movies, I don't know what it is about these movies, but it's the worst audiences I've ever seen a movie with. First one, I went to the midnight premiere. Everyone was texting and laughing and just, oh, so annoying, right? But it was the first movie, so I could at least kind of understand that people that didn't like it didn't want to walk out. So that's at least it's understandable. But then the sequel, if you didn't like the first one, don't go see the sequel. People are so irritating. So in the sequel, people as usual texting, talking, right? Making a lot of noise, being super irritating, laughing when you should not be laughing. And then, like, 8 minutes until the movie's over. Guy gets up, goes to the bathroom as slow as possible, walks in front of everybody. 5 minutes later, like, right before the movie's going to end, literally the climax of the film, walks in as slow as he possibly can, looking at the screen, walking in front of everybody like an idiot. Sits down in his seat, makes as much noise as possible. Movie ends, credits roll, stands up. That's the worst movie I've ever seen. Dude, you missed like the whole end of the movie, and then you go and sit down and complain about it. Idiots. I don't know what it is. I've never had this issue with barely any other movies. I've had, sure, annoying audience members, but nothing as bad as the Paranormal Activities. They're always the most annoying people. I don't know why. And this one, the third movie. If you didn't like the first one, and you didn't like the second one, you're going to go see the third one? If you didn't see the first one, you didn't see the second one, why would you go see the third one? Stupid. So, lady comes behind me, right? Comes sitting down behind me, bringing 3 children, like what? I don't know, 10 to 12 years old. 3 girls. They're pretty young to go see an R-rated. Oh, they're checking tickets at the doorway, but I guess she bought them tickets to an R-rated movie, which is the third part. And she hasn't seen the first 2, obviously. The movie starts, and they're all making noise, eating their candy and their M&Ms, and then she's sitting there. Oh, yeah, what's going on? Oh, I can't look. Oh, what's going on? Oh, I can't look. I'm not going to go any more into that, but I don't know what it is about the paranormal movies. Maybe I should stop seeing them in theaters, because it's just like the Paranormal Activity movies are the worst audiences I've ever seen. So, back on track, the movie. This is the third movie, and it is a prequel. It's supposed to be setting up basically the story from the first and second one. I loved the story from the second one, how it carried on from the first one. I was excited to see what they were going to do with this one. I didn't like the fact that it was a prequel and like a farther back prequel from when they were little girls, but I came in with an open mind. Basically, the story sets up, without giving away too many spoilers or anything like that. I'll have spoilers at the end. Story sets up. It is the 2 girls, mom and stepdad, basically, and they're moving into this new house, and he starts to hear noises, and it's the stepdad. He gets a little suspicious, and he's like, he shoots wedding videos, for a living. So he already has the cameras, and he just decides to start filming stuff. So he's filming things, and he catches a few little things. An earthquake happens, and he catches something that's kind of odd. So it strikes him as something he wants to continue filming to see what's going on. With the permission of his wife, he decides to set up some cameras in the bedroom and a couple other places here and there. And the cameras, I was thinking, this is an old movie set in 1988. What are the cameras going to be, like HD from 1988? And they did a great job with making it. It looks good, but it looks old at the same time. So they sort of used the grindhouse effect a little bit here, and the static, and it's like old tapes, and I think they did a great job with that. I didn't sit there and think the whole time, wow, this is supposed to be 1988, with the exception of one thing. The mom dresses just like she would dress today. Like, she wears skinny jeans and, like, shirts, and, like, just like she would wear today. Her hair is, like, styled. That's the only thing. The rest, the house is awesome. It's from the 80s. Like, it looks like 80s. I didn't live in the 80s, but they did a great job with the set. The rest of the clothing, the characters, the stuff they talk about. There's like a nice little reference to some 80s movies and different things like that. So they did a good job setting it back in the 80s, so I liked that a lot. I wasn't sitting there thinking, oh wow, this is supposed to be in the 80s, the whole movie. So that was good. And then, so, he's filming things just like the first one, and actually the thing that they did different with the third one, I would say, is, or like the biggest difference as far as like scares and things like that go, is a lot of them happen during the light more. It seems like the original and the sequel, a lot of stuff happened at nighttime, and it kind of got to nighttime. This one, it sort of happens just at different times randomly, and a lot sort of more during the day, or at least in the light. It may not be during the day, but it's in the light. And these scares are a lot. The lasting effect of this movie is not nearly as big as the first and second one. It's not nearly as scary. It's suspenseful while watching it. Very suspenseful in a few parts. And there's definitely some jump scares, but it's not a lasting feel. And the scares are much bigger in the sense of, it's a bigger scene, bigger things. The cinematography was fantastic. They did such a great job with some of the things in this movie, and the director did just such a fantastic job. As I was watching it, and there's I took sort of parts from the first and second movie, and they sort of built on it. It's like something you expect to happen, and it happens, but in a different way that you wouldn't expect it. I think he did a great job with that. He did a great job with the scares, setting up the scares. The pacing of the movie was good for the most part, until you get near the end, when all the other ones started off slow. This one started off slow and then kind of got big and just stayed, and then bam, ending. And that's its biggest flaw, I must say, is that this movie didn't make any sense to me. If you go see it and you understand it, please explain it to me, because I don't get it. I can come up with a logical explanation for it, an explanation that maybe they're trying to sell to me. I think, where they were going with it and what they were trying to do, but it doesn't add up. And the movie builds and builds, and then it's like a lot of comedy. There's a lot of comedy in this one, and it is funny, I will agree, but there's parts when you shouldn't laugh, and it's hard to get back into the serious laugh, and it was very entertaining, but it seemed like the director had a great idea. Did a great job, didn't have enough movie to work with. It was kind of like it built up, and then all of a sudden just kind of ends. It's over. If you've seen The Last Exorcism, it's very much like that, where it's like build up, build up, build up, build up, bam, done. It's a little better than that, though. So now I'm going to be talking about some spoilers. So I will definitely say, everyone who is weary of seeing this in theaters, I don't know, I haven't heard anyone talking about bad audience members. So everyone who hasn't seen it yet, I would still say go see it in theaters. Wait longer. I usually try and watch it right away. I'd wait longer. Less people. Usually think or more people is better for the scares. I would wait till there's less people. As few people as possible, so you can really enjoy it. But go see it in theaters, especially if you've seen the first and second one. Go see it. It was good. I did enjoy it. It was a good movie. It's worth seeing. So go see it. So I'm hoping by now, if you have not seen it, stop watching. I'm talking about some spoilers. I don't want to give it away, because this does sort of, tie everything together. So anyway, by now hopefully you have seen the movie. So, first of all, the ghost, or the demon, or whatever, I forgot what his name is, but it's like I don't understand exactly what happened, because I'm guessing is the same demon that was from the first and second movie, right? So then he's friends with the little girl, and he's like trying to protect her or whatever so that he can basically impregnate her later on or something, and then take the child. I don't know where they're going with that, but it didn't make any sense, the ending with the coven. And then, okay, so the first movie, right? She says, well, our house burned down. I don't remember any of it. And luckily, we didn't lose anybody. But in this, the mom dies and the stepdad dies. I don't know where the real dad is. And the grandma's a freaking witch. So how does that make any sense at all? And then the one girl's possessed and the other girl is going to be offered up as like a sacrifice or something. But then the first movie and the second movie, obviously they're alive. And this is a prequel. So I don't get it. The only thing I can really think of, and it sort of does make sense, is that they explained it is a coven of witches, and they did set up the story a little bit so that, like, the coven of witches basically, they impregnate her or whatever, and right, she gets older and she's pregnant, and that's how it starts off in the very beginning of the movie. She's pregnant and wants the baby, and that's part of the second movie. So then they just basically, what they did is they brainwashed them. They don't remember anything from when they were younger, and this is what really happened. And they think that their house burned down and no one made it out. But where was the mom and dad? I don't know. When they were growing up, where was their mom? Where was the dad? What's going on? If you understood it, please explain it to me better. I would really appreciate it. But overall, the kitchen scene, okay, it was scary, but it was not scary like the first two. It didn't have lasting scares. The kitchen scene was awesome. Oh my god, that was so cool. When she walked around the corner and everything was gone, and then like it just all fell from. That was amazing. I loved that. And then the part when like the director did such a cool job like setting up things. The part when the door is closing and she's like, it's behind her and you see it, and then he bursts through the door rather than the door slamming or coming up. He bursts through the door. So it's like you expect it, but you don't expect that. That was so fantastic. I thought that was so cool. I loved what he did with that. I loved what he did with the ghost. Oh, the effects in this movie where the ghost is like, or you think it's going to be the little girl, right? Which I don't get that exactly, because if it's not the little girl, he's not that tall, but I don't know. But you expect it to be the little girl, and then poof, it's gone. And then the same thing with the blankets, and poof, it's gone. That was so cool. I did not expect that. I mean, I kind of did a little bit, but I was like, no, it's the little girl, right? Everyone's thinking it's the little girl, and then bam, gone. So cool. I think that the director and I think the writing had so many ideas and so many places to go, and the director had so many ideas for scares with not enough movie. It's like they had this script, and they had this place they wanted to go in the movie, and he didn't have enough to work with. He was trying to get a lot in, and then it's like, okay, here we are, and then done. And then the fact that the girl was possessed and her face was like all messed up. Sorry, it's midnight, so my webcam shut off and started back up. So I started up again. As I was saying, the girl's possessed face creeped me out. It was awesome how she was sitting there crying and then jumped forward or whatever, and she had that messed up face. That was so cool. And like the standing, oh my gosh, the ending though was like straight out of Last Exorcism. I mean, the Coven of Witches, the lady standing there, the whole little girl. It was just straight out of Last Exorcism. Granted, I think they did a better job, and it made more sense. But what's up with that ending? It's just like, I hate how it was just moved to Grandma's house, and then, oh wait, Grandma's a witch. She killed her daughter, or she didn't technically kill her daughter, but, And then the stepdad, who she didn't like, and then possessed her, or let her Grandma get possessed, and then it's like it was one ghost, and then now it's a bunch of, or one demon, now it's a bunch of demons. Now the girl's possessed, but then there's also the demon. It took way too big of a leap forward in way too short of a time. The first two set it up, and then the third one, it's like this haunting, just like the first two, but then it just like took this gigantic leap forward, and then I expect everyone to understand. I'm hoping they make another one. Because before I was hoping this was the last one, now I'm hoping they make another one and explain it a little better. Because it didn't make sense, and I think it was just way too much to cram in the movie. Like I said, I think the director did a great job. The movie was good. I really think it was entertaining. The laughs were great. It didn't have enough. It wasn't long enough. It didn't have enough movie to work with. That's what I think. And then the part where the stepdad dies, that was really cool. Just snapped him in half. That was awesome. And oh my god, the part where she's at the top of the stairs and she's like hanging there, and you see that she's elevated and she's not on the ground and she's dead. That was really cool. I really think that it's just like he's going through the house and then it's empty and it's creepy and super suspenseful, and that was fantastic. He did a great job with the suspense and building it up, but it just all came too quickly, too much, and didn't explain enough of it. So I don't know. I really enjoyed the movie. I think the director did a fantastic job. Some of the cinematography was fantastic. The effects were great. They took everything from the first two movies. They built on it, and they did a great job. They didn't do a good job for a prequel. They did a great job as setting up another Paranormal Activity movie, not as a prequel. It didn't make sense to me. It didn't explain half the storyline. That the second one continued the storyline, and I thought it was great. It didn't explain enough to me, for me anyway. At least I didn't get it. If it did, I think that they should make another one, and I'm hoping that they do. I'm hoping they explain better. But overall, I did really enjoy the movie, with the exception of the terrible audience that I had to sit through. Even with the audience, I was still on the edge of my seat. I still think it was a very good movie, and it should be seen in theaters. So, everyone that's seen it, obviously by now you've seen it, tell me what you think of it. Please try and explain the ending to me better, if you can. Tell me if you think they should make another one, if you think they should end it, and what you think of the series in total. Also, does anyone else have that problem in the theaters with the audiences? Just Paranormal Activity. I haven't had this many bad audience members with any of the movies. So please tell me if that happens to anybody else. Everyone, tell me what you think. Thanks for watching.